Okay, this time we're going to talk a little bit about some of my thoughts on travel, and then if there's enough time, we'll switch into um, some of my favorite apps and websites and some tips and tricks I've learned to make things a little bit easier. Like with the Lyft app, I know most of you probably have Uber, but I have Lyft because that was first in my neck of the woods. And just things like Amazon and DoorDash and uh, eBay and what else? I can't remember everything, but yeah, we'll get to that all in a moment. But first, of course, I want to tell you, by the way, this is Connie from Gliding Through Blindness, in case I didn't say that earlier. Um, but my recent video was about the all the breakthroughs in AI, and it's so hard to keep up with, and I really wish I could have done a deeper dive on some of it to like actually give you examples so you could hear firsthand like how it works and whatnot, which I will definitely do as time allows, because I've kind of put myself on it. Like, I don't want to do too many videos, but I want to do um enough to keep everyone engaged, and so I have to kind of pick and choose and prioritize what to do first and what not. So, but that's just kind of a summary or overview. But even just you should find that intriguing. Just in the last few weeks, or really in the last week, is what most of the breakthroughs that I talk about came from. That's how fast things are moving. And there's a lot that I didn't say because by the time I get to it, it's already like outdated material. So it's just really crazy how fast things are going and what it could mean. I don't think any of us realize what it all will mean for society at large and just the world, how quickly it's changing. But those of us who try to keep abreast of these things in advance will at least be a little bit more prepared and not totally like shell shocked or surprised by some things that are coming down the pike here, and will be more ready for it. And I'm going to be traveling a lot in the days ahead, I believe, which is kind of why I thought of doing this topic. I've just written down some places, but none of them are set in stone yet, and that's why I'm not like announcing anything formally on this channel, because there are some like conflicting dates, and I have to try to figure out what I want to do most. So fortunately, my city now has some cheap airlines, so the things that I decide to do, hopefully I won't need too much advance notice. Um, and I'll just kind of be able to go as I might even take the bus to some of the things that are closer. But as I've mentioned before, there's going to be a lot of really cool things happening. So you'll want to stay notified. Make sure you click the subscribe button, and then you can get my notifications when I post a new video and whatnot. Um, And so, yeah, I don't want to burn out either, but yet my confidence has just really grown even in the last year as I've been out and about more. And I just like to grow my channel more and meet some of you like at conferences and conventions and things like that. And so we shall see which ones I pick, and you'll be the first to know pretty much. um because I travel light, but it's just kind of funny. The other day I was thinking, like, do I really need a glide? Because that was kind of the main themes of this channel, what really motivated me to start the channel, especially once the meta glasses, pretty much at the same time, those two technologies kind of came on the scene, and I thought, ooh, if I have the glasses, I can video me and whatnot. But with the glide, but now that's kind of been delayed, as most new emerging things, they take sometimes a lot longer than we would hope or than we initially envisioned. um But in the meantime, just me doing more. And some of that is because of this channel, and because, of course, my kids are out of the house now and whatnot, so I'm a little freer to do things like that. So some of the skills are coming back that I had kind of lost before, and I'm just really excited though about what is happening in the world of AI as far as travel. And that's another thing. Like I was thinking about, maybe the Glide doesn't have to do all this stuff that we hope it will do right out of the gate. But I guess for some people who only want one thing for everything, that's good. But I mean, I could easily see AI being able to guide you. But there are some settings when you wouldn't want like a earbud in your ear, like if for an app or whatever. So like the Glide, I personally would like it to have the ability to follow somebody else, and or to like in public like settings that I could just navigate without running into people, like that it would just seamlessly guide me around obstacles. But as far as the maps, like the routes, and just kind of seeing what's I think apps could do a lot of that too. So it's the knowing how to use a combination of things. And I know the Glide won't have everything to it. There's just going to start with a few of the most important features and then update more as things progress. But things are just happening at such a fast rate. It's so exciting for us as the consumer to just be able to have choices and pick and choose what we like best, and or a combination of things and devices and whatever. So that's pretty cool. And I also think I'm going to be videoing a lot with the glasses. So that means I'll probably have like Be My Eyes or Ira on my phone, at least when I'm videoing with my glasses, because the camera is so much better in them and I can aim at things much better. And I may have Ira like in an earbud, or I was thinking really there's no harm in just having it on a speaker. I mean, I don't think we need to be ashamed of using things like that. And I mean, it would be that means everybody around me would basically hear what the agent is saying to me or whatever, but who cares? I mean, a lot of people are talking to each other, and I have the right to talk to who I want, whether they're on the phone or not. And so that's just kind of the way I look at it. And plus, then people can kind of see more what I'm doing, and maybe have learned something and have an educational experience too. Um, because otherwise people are just so baffled, like, do you need help, do you need help, and I wouldn't have to answer that 100 times. I mean, people are well meaning, and I'd love to have people asking for help than not. But yet I kind of hate answering the same question too so many times. And just I'm sure a lot of them don't understand when I say, no, I have someone on my phone helping me. They still don't get it. But if they're hearing what is like the agent describing things to me, then that kind of answers a lot of their questions without them having to constantly ask if I need help. And plus, you would be able to hear a lot better on the recording too. So that's just kind of my thoughts. And So with that, oh, and I wanted to say that I'm just more confident and less hesitant to ask for help. And I think some of that you just have to practice it more, and some is just comes through time, getting older, more experience, and all that. But it just really helps if you can just not be afraid to ask for things. And so I want to segue now to Lyft because that kind of has to do with travel, but yet it's an app too. And then from there we'll go to other websites and etc. Um, and I just wanted to tell you all about a cool feature I found on Lyft, and I'm sure Uber has something similar, but I'm not as familiar with Uber, but I'm just going to tell you about how to do this on Lyft. And I don't have my phone handy, so I can't actually show you, but I can actually just do a whole video on Lyft sometime if I have enough um, feedback about people wanting that. But like I said, I'm sure most of you are on Uber, and I could include this new feature in that video. But I just wanted to explain it to you basically for now. And so, like, if you're going to your friend's house, like, well, let me start again. If you're going to a bank or something, you can just type in or use voice input and say, like, First National Bank or whatever, and then it will pop up and find the different addresses. And if usually the one that's listed first is the one closest to you. So you can just say it by store. You don't have to have the address. It will say that, show you the address, and it will list it then in your apps by the name of the building if that's how you look it up. So, but if you're going to your friend's house, you have to look up the address where they live, type that into the app, and then memorize like that this address is for Mary. And if you have a lot of people in your contacts, you might get confused on which of these addresses belongs to who because they're not like named or whatever like the businesses are. So um, you might want to put a shortcut. I discovered there's a way to do this that you can customize and put the person's name or whatever you want to put. But like then all you have to do is find, because you can scroll through your various locations or type them in. So you can just search for until you find Mary in your Lyft app, or you can just type in Mary instead of typing in the whole address the next time that you want to go see Mary. So that's very cool. And so how you do that is you go to profile and then settings. And then you go to where it says manage all shortcuts and then add custom shortcut. So it's kind of common sense. And then you just type in Mary's address. And then it will like pop up and show you, like the official what it finds. And then you double tap on that address to confirm that, yes, this is the address I want you to save. And then you swipe to the name field, and it's already filled in for you with the address to begin with, but you don't want the address to be the name, because you want to just put Mary in there instead as the name of your shortcut. So you want to delete what's in the address field, or in the name field, I mean, and then which would be the address. You want to delete the address from that field because it's already going to be in the address field. But then once you have it deleted from the name field, you type in whatever name you want and then hit save. And that's basically all there is to it. It's a lot easier to do really than for me to explain it to you. But I didn't want to, another reason I didn't want to show it because I didn't really want any addresses to be out there for any of my friends or whatever, because that's private. And so anyway, but I can do a fake address or change something or whatever if I would ever do a whole video on this subject. But another tip I think is really cool that some of you might not be aware of is that there is mobile websites you can go to that are way more, they cut down a lot of the extra garbage and ads or whatever that we're not that just kind of is clutters things up for us when we're trying to use our screen reader. So now I should add that I'm talking about my computer. That's the way I usually visit the internet. But a lot of this I'm sure would apply if you go to places on your phone too, which I know is becoming more and more common. I kind of feel like I'm old school now by using my computer as much as I do, but for me, it just makes sense because it has like a whole keyboard that is so much faster than typing on your phone and searching for things. Like if searching for a phrase on a page and stuff like that is so much easier on the computer. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you is these mobile websites, like I think there's like a m.youtube.com. They all start with m for mobile, but you can go there on your computer too. And like I said, it's just a really there's a word I'm trying to think of, but toned down version of the website with just the most important crucial things. So another one I visit a lot is m.amazon.com, and it's just a lot easier to find what you're looking for, and it's kind of like custom, like search. It's kind of like optimized is the word I'm thinking of, where it's optimized and takes out a lot of the stuff that's not really necessary because it's meant for you to be able to go to it on your phone, but yet it works on PC as well, or Mac or whatever. And so another one that I tried out is m.ebay.com. And there used to be a m.facebook.com too, but that went away. And I really am not happy with really the only thing now that I'm really not happy with in Facebook is the Messenger app. And even going to messenger.com now, I found that's a little easier than going to Messenger from the Facebook website, but it's still not nearly as good as it should be. But anyway, but Amazon and eBay, and I tried m.walmart.com, but apparently that's not a thing. So boohoo. But let's see. Yeah, another place I like to go to a lot is DoorDash, and I could do a whole video on that. In fact, I did one, but something happened. I forgot what happened when I did it, but I had to redo it. Um, and then I've never gotten around to redoing it. And now other things have taken priority, but um, I go. You can. There's most restaurants you go to. Sometimes the first time to find them, the search bar. It seems like this website has gotten worse, which I hate that because things should be getting better over time, and there's just no excuse in this day and age. And I'm sure basically when we all have all the AI we want, this is going to probably be outdated too because the AI could just go on DoorDash and do this for you. But in the meantime, um, but so yeah, you once you found the restaurant and then once you make your initial order, and then if you're a person like me that orders the same things a lot, they should be in your buy it again, and you can just search for that phrase on the page, and then that makes that a lot easier. Um, and then the tips field too, I usually hit other on the tips section because I don't want to pay as much tip as what they recommend. And so I've found though that I can't just type if I yeah, really this I should do this as a demo because it's going to be a lot easier for me to just show you what I'm talking about, but I have to type in the first digit of the dollar amount for the tip I want before I even erase the tip that's already in there because otherwise it won't let me do that. So I type that in and then I can just erase after I've done that, which is kind of counterintuitive to what you would think. You would think you could just erase what's in there, type in what you want, but no, you can't. That would make too much sense. But yeah, I could do videos on PayPal and um, well, I could do like banks, but I'm only familiar with a couple banks, but I'm sure they have a lot in common, like where you can set up bank alerts to get emails whenever your bank balance is below a certain amount, or whenever there's a transaction, like if you're you want to make sure there's no fraudulent stuff going on in your account or whatever. It's a lot easier to just have these alerts set up than to constantly be checking your bank um, or whatever. But with that, I think I'm going to draw this to a close for now, and hopefully there is something in here that you found helpful, and I will see you all in a few days. Bye for now.